Yo, yo, yo. What's up, team? This is Art or Arts Trading, and we are starting up the 3K challenge again. I know I slacked off a little bit on the last one. We got up to about $4,000, $5,000, and it kind of disappeared. I'm horrifically sorry about that. I had some things that showed up in my personal life, but I'm back, and I'm so excited. We have so many people to participate this time, and I cannot say enough how thankful I am for everyone to still be here around this community. I am so hyped to do this again because being able to have these follow-up videos, these analysis videos, is something that I personally enjoy a lot. And also, I just love to tend to my community. What can I say? I think I've built something that's been pretty fun to be around. I have about 600 members in my Discord channel. There's the link in the description below for everyone watching on YouTube. And I'm glad that people still like to tune in and watch me. I'm currently streaming to about 11 people. And I appreciate everyone who's tuned in this morning. I know I've been a little inconsistent, but I'm back. I'm not going to be inconsistent anymore. Rules are the same as the last one. I am going to be personally putting my orders in on interactive brokers. I'm using Thinkorswim as my charting. I'm going to be entering with about 33% of my portfolio per trade. So $3,000, I can enter with $1,000. I'm taking swing trades. I'm taking day trades. If I'm taking day trades, I have to be very careful with my expiries and my strike prices. So I'm going to be for sure taking positions that are possible to make money on. I don't like taking out of the money because as soon as it remotely goes against me, I lose out. I'm also going to make sure that we are going to be, consistent with this. I know that we get 3 day trades per week if you do a margin account. I'm going to be using a cash account. That way we have our funds settle the next day. But that also means that we are going to be using up our cash. So if I use up my cash, say I have $3,000, I use $1,000. My next trade, I'm only allowed to use $2,000 instead of getting that $3,000 back entirely. But that's okay because that also helps us build a little bit of discipline. I think that's going to be a very important tool for this. I'm also going to be providing the packet of information again for this challenge. That way we all have our tracking sheet, our rule set, along with different, information as to how to play the mental of this challenge because it is difficult. Trading is definitely a mind game, and it is very difficult to keep your emotions in check. And so I want to make sure that everyone is able to have a head check. That said, I do want to get into this. We are now a couple minutes into this intro, and this market has already started moving. I wanted to take Costco, but this thing absolutely shredded right off the open. That said, though, I think we might see this thing retest 589. Also, I'm looking at stuff like Wells Fargo because these guys have been absolutely rocked recently. Notice that they had an H pattern. I think if they reject 49, I think I'll take it down to 46. So I'm going to keep an eye on this because this is definitely a slow mover, but they do pay well percentage-wise when you are in the favor of the trade. I'd also like to point out Apple. Apple has been on a downtrend as well. Notice that we had a double top on this daily chart. If we fall below 165 or like 166, I would be concerned. That said, if we do see that, we'll take this thing down to 163. If not, then 160. There's a lot of great setups. I've personally just not been around to do trading just because I've had a few things kind of come up in my life. But I'm back and ready to go. I'm excited. I am so thankful you guys are here and so just thoughtful and everything. So thank you all. Oh, also, since last time, I bought a new Porsche. It's yellow. It's brand new. Didn't think that would happen 2 years ago, but here we are. This is my third Porsche. Yeah, I think that's something that's very exciting, and yeah, I'm very thankful and grateful that I'm in a position to be able to do something like that. That said, I'm also looking at this Home Depot right here. I do want to say that I might start going long on gas again. I just spent like $120 to fill up the loaner car that they gave me. So I was looking at gasoline last night in terms of just like taking a position. Notice that we have a crossed MACD line right here, and we started going green on the MACD. Notice we have the light green. That means that we have a lot of buying pressure. So basically, this coupled with RSI being strong, I would not be surprised if we saw this ExxonMobil start to trend higher and break this double top above 87. So I'm going to keep an alert right here. So I'll set one right about there. Create an alert. And I'll put double top break for 87. I'm going to mute myself really quick because I'm a little stuffy. Of course, I wake up stuffy. The day I'm supposed to be back trading and everything, but I hope I'm not sick because I'm not taking any more days off. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, cool. Anyways, so yeah, I set up my alert. Feel free to set your alert here as well at 87 for a double top break. Also, let's set up an alert at 89, so 589 for Costco. That might be our entry to go back up to 600. So break for 600 retest. Boom. And then Wells Fargo. We'll set up our alert as well at this 49 mark on our fibs. 49. Break above 451. Whoops. 451. Fail drops to 46. Boom. All right. And then let me pull up Apple. Apple's testing that 200-day moving average. We did bounce off of the fib. So what I'm looking at right now is whether or not this thing breaks 50 SMA on this daily chart, and if we can start losing the selling pressure. Notice we still have this light red color on our MACD histogram. If that stays, I would be a little concerned. If not, what we can do is take this thing long up to 171. Also really quick, let me just close this blind a little more. Hopefully you're able to see me a little better. And change my lighting here. I do definitely need to work on my camera quality. I apologize, everyone, but that's for YouTube. Obviously, I'm having my camera on for Discord. But yeah, I do like Apple right now. Apple's already crossing on the 5-minute chart, wide open. We broke 200, we broke 50, we broke 200 on the 1-minute chart. I think this thing kind of continues to rock it. Considering the account size, we can take Apple or we can take something like AMD. AMD is also below 100. I'm gonna be real, I love when AMD is below $100 because typically it gets scooped up. You can see right here, every time this thing falls below 100, you see it gets pushed right through, up. And we do have a gap that we do need to fill. Notice that we have MACD going dark red, which means that we are starting to lose selling pressure. We're trying to get into the buying. RSI is getting pretty oversold. Trying to curl up, and I think that if we can get this thing above, I want to say 80 or 98, I think we can take this thing back long to 102. So let me just set up an alert. Run to 102. Create alert. Let me pull up my Discord channel right here. That way I know exactly how many people are in here and everything. Cool. All right, nice. So as of right now, I'm not in anything. I am still currently sitting, waiting for something to show up that I like. I do like AMD though. That is my number one bet right now. I think entering it right now obviously can be very lucrative, but I do want to make sure I have that confirmation because right now it is still in a heavy downtrend. Apple is pushing. It is trying to get out of the downtrend, and Costco is probably trying to retest. I might take Costco as a bull flag right here. Notice right here. If we can break maybe 587, I'll take it. So in terms of contract choice, let's look at what we've got. Remember, we're following our rule set. Today is a Wednesday. We do have Friday off. So let's see. Oh, one contract at Costco, 585 for the 22nd of this month, April, is about $1,000, which is exactly how much we are able to use for this challenge. I might just be entering with one contract, and then that'll be my first position. So let me just go to my phone and start typing that alert out. Let's have that loaded up, guys. A 585C for the 22nd of this month for Costco, 585. Everyone. Entering one Costco 585C for 422. All right, I'm gonna put in my order at, ideally I get this thing as low as possible in terms of like $1,000, because we do have the MACD cross, but this is gonna take up our entire budget in terms of how much we can use for these options. But I'm going to try to get filled here. This is the one thing I do like about interactive brokers. You can get a decent fill pretty quickly. I am not in, actually. I'm trying to get in. I'm in at 10.45, guys. I like the little guy says order filled. I like that. So 10.45 is my entry price. I have a 20-second expiry. This is because I don't want to get screwed when it comes to a potential downturn. It's like, say this thing goes back down to 584 for whatever reason. I would get totally screwed if I took tomorrow expiry versus taking 9 days. It is going to definitely give me a chance for this thing to breathe. And when it comes to the challenge, you definitely need to be able to have that breathing room when it comes to your trade. I think it's very important to be able to relax in your position. If I have something that I need to hold overnight, having a 1 day expiry is definitely not going to help me do anything. So that said, I do want to take profit ideally at 589. If not, if it breaks above, I'll take it at 5. Here, I'll get you a new level actually. Let's remove the drawing, pull up our fibs. Go from 612.27 down to the low of this is 578.76. So 578.6, close enough. Okay. So right now we're seeing a little bit of resistance right now on this 23.6 fib. Pretty much we're trying to take profit at 591.5. And so that's how I'll be playing this position. I do want to say that I would like a bull flag setup here. So we have 1, 2, 3. Ideally, if we do fall back down, I would say we hold support, but we need to break above 586.5, and then we can ride up to 591. As long as everything is in order, we'll be fine. Actually, let me put this back up. Cool. All right. There's my alert there. I'll set up an alert here. Cool. Perfect. All right. And I guess the waiting game begins. In the meantime, I'm going to set up my 3K challenge. What's it called? Spreadsheet. So right now it's pretty much just sitting at my entry, so nothing really exciting is happening. In the meantime, if you guys have tickers that you would like me to chart out, feel free to put it into the trading chat and I will have that done for you. We've got a $1 spread on these shares, which is not my favorite thing, but we'll see. We are starting to tighten up this flag, so we have our decision happening soon. NVIDIA. Let's see. NVIDIA. I like that it has this triple bottom. I'd be careful for this like 210 level. If it falls below there, I would be very, very, very skeptical to take any sort of long position. But if it falls below, you have an easy shot down to 200. Right now, I would not be looking at NVIDIA for any sort of long. Is my chair really low, or is it just me? Let me see. Alright, we're good, actually. There we go. I was wondering, like, I feel like I'm sitting very low. This is not a sports car. Amazon. Okay, Amazon has been on this really weird trend where they had this massive rip and we just kind of lost it, which is kind of lame, honestly, in the fact that this thing took a giant shred up, and even after that news that they had for their split, people didn't really receive it too well, considering that it's such a large split. That said, though, I do want to say that if this thing can round out at the 3,000 level, I will definitely be the one to take this thing back up to 3,100, if not 32, 34. I'm very excited about Amazon because once we're able to afford it, it does definitely make our challenge a lot easier. Is Costco setting up for a swing? Yes. So right now, again, Costco's kind of just hanging out. Nothing really crazy. I need this MACD line to cross, but notice right now we have a little bit of indecision. We have dark reds, we have light reds, dark reds. We need, as long as Costco hangs out above 585, I'm not really concerned about this position right now. But what I need to happen is this thing round out, which it looks like it's doing currently. Once this thing rounds out, we retest 589 and then we move higher. I would say I would consider this position as a swing if and only if, excuse me, if and only if we keep this MACD crossed. If it's crossed and it stays crossed, I'm pretty happy to hold this position. I'm not a fan of this candle that it just took, though, so we'll see what this thing does in the next couple of minutes. But we are in a pretty heavy uptrend, so I don't think I don't think I'll be massively concerned about this position here. We did just retest the bottom of this candle right here. We do have a double bottom. Look at this stop hunt right here. This right here is the prime example as to why I like to use a mental stop. So basically what happens is we'll call them the bank. Usually the bank will dump a stock, see if people's stop losses are right there. They make everyone's sells go through, and then they pick up all your stuff at the cheap, and then it rides up higher, ending with you losing on your position. But I have a mental stop, so I don't get stopped out by that. But check that out. That is a prime example of a stop hunt. Just enough to set up my alert, just enough to stop people's positions, and then it rides right back up. And notice that the MACD is still losing selling pressure. Where do we get the new packet? Give me 1 sec. I'll be posting that as soon as we finish up with this little recording, because it's going to pull my entire desktop up, and I don't. Not to say I have stuff that shouldn't be on my desktop, but I also don't want people looking at my desktop. Sorry. but I will be providing the new packet as soon as this stream ends. Is Costco setting up as a swing? Absolutely it is. Let me see if I can get this thing to show up here on YouTube. This is an awesome chart that Matt G has posted. Literally, this amazing uptrend that we've been seeing with Costco from 500 pretty much is showing exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for a strong uptrend that has been holding up in terms of daily chart. So I'm assuming what I'm looking at here is a multiple day chart. I would like to say that we're sitting at the bottom of the channel, which is why I don't think we'll fall below 485, 484. And we can see that we have all-time highs in the cards pretty much. As soon as we break 600, I think is when we'll see these all-time highs. That said, though, if it falls below this trend, I would be a little concerned. But overall, I think Costco is pretty strong as a whole. Notice again, we did slightly reject this fib line. I do want to say that. But if we can get this MACD to cross over, I will be more than happy to hold this thing as a swing trade. I'm holding one contract total. I need this right here, this 50-day moving average to catch up a little bit. That way we can have some sort of support. So we'll see where this one goes. In the meantime, again, I will be taking tickers from you guys in case you guys have something that you'd like me to check out. And in the case of me not closing this position in the span of this recording, obviously I'll record a follow-up once we close the position and once we update the spreadsheet. That said, though, this is setting up as a swing trade, so I kind of just have to wait. Let me check over SPY really quick just to make sure we are still A-okay over here. We have 1, 2, 3 bottoms on the hourly chart. I'm a little concerned about this huge rounding top that we saw, but I would also like to say that the overall market as a whole might be a little overreacting in terms of the interest rate hikes, but we'll see how that goes. Obviously, that is something that I cannot control personally, so that is something that I do want to be careful and cognizant of. Let's set that up right here. Oh, whoops. Restore my cells. Set that up right here. Boom. Not a fan of that candle Costco just took right there, though. Right down to 200-day moving average. Not a big fan because this kind of breaks our setup here. I would say I might consider stopping out here, but I think the overall setup right now that we have on the hourly, if not daily chart, is a little bit more of a rounding setup. Although this has a MACD that's trying to cross over, I think the hourly might be team carrying us here. Cost holding, can't listen live. I am holding. So we tapped 200 SMA. We did break below 50, which I'm not a fan of. We are bouncing off of this though, but I am going to set up an alert right here because I am also one who needs to risk manage. So yeah, in the meantime, I think I'm just gonna hang out because there's not really much I can do. Obviously I can enter into something else, but I don't know if I want to enter more into this space. Obviously I'm not gonna average down. People who know me know that I try not to average down too much because, well, that's an easy way to lose money, honestly. In my own experience, that's what I found at the least. We bounced off of 50 SMA for Apple. We are still kind of coiling right now on the hourly chart for this stock. So we'll see because it is losing a little bit of buying pressure for Apple. Let me look at Amazon. I still can't afford Amazon contracts, but still something I'll look at. This thing, I would be more considering a short on it than anything. Costco is slightly bouncing. Okay. Square. Nothing to do here. And let me see, shop. Still nothing. Yeah, so I guess right now we just have to wait. I do like that 585 is showing up again into the ask for Costco. Basically means that people are still willing to buy at that price point, which is why I'm not, again, insanely concerned about this bounce down here. If anything, that's a good bounce because it lets us know that, hey, this is valid support, 583, and that we could still probably trend higher. We are trying to cross this right here, 9 and 20 SMA to get these things to curl upwards. Notice we are, again, trending right back up. I want to make sure that we break 586.5. That is the most important level right now to us. Breaks 586.5, we go back to 589. I might just take profit at 589. I think the contracts will be about $12, which is a $200 profit, which is almost 10% for our account size. So something to consider for you guys. Obviously, take profit wherever you want, wherever you think is fit. I like to use fib lines to kind of give me an idea as to where I should sell. And so that is something to consider. I'm down about $100, so that is something to consider. But we are still testing higher, so we'll see. If there's any questions about the trade or any questions just in general about trading, feel free to put it in the trade chat because right now we're just kind of waiting game. There's nothing really exciting going on right now. Here's the test again at 586.55. Notice right here it's showing up in the ask. 586.55. Most people have the same fib line drawn. We'll see if we break. If we do, exciting. If not, we have to wait. SPY is uptrending right now, so that is definitely in our favor, but we do need this thing to break 586.55. We're crossed over on the hourly chart. We're trying to cross this 1 minute chart. Let me check the 5 minute as well. This might give us a little more insight. We are above the 9 SMA. If we break above 586.5, I definitely think we ride back up to 589, and I will be very pleased with that trade. I'm down about $90 on the trade overall, or rather $80. We are about to break. Notice that we have the spread above where we need it to be. We just broke above slightly for a split second. There we are. And if we can get above right here, we have the MACD crossed, and we'll head up higher. So let's see it happen so we can make this a short stream. And again, sorry that I'm stuffy. I did not expect this to be the case for my first day back, but gotta live with it, right? I'm not in horrendous health, so we're good. I'm always in good health. I'm down about $40 on my position right now. Let me make sure my Discord stuff is also correct in the meantime. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. I was gonna say, no way I'm using the wrong microphone. You guys are just hearing me clear my throat. Boy, no way. Like that. Alright. Yeah, so it looks like I'm just gonna be waiting in the meantime. I might just have to create a follow-up thing because this is now 30 minutes into this stream here. But in the meantime, obviously, we'll just wait. SPY rejected that level I was drawing out, so let's keep that noted. That's that 200-day moving average right here. Let me set up an alert again for when it breaks. Boom. Pull Costco back up. Again, it is very much struggling with this 586 and a half. So I'll draw another alert here. Boom. It's trying to cross over. I'm not a fan of this right here. This right here shows indecision to me. And I'm especially not a fan that we're kind of struggling at this 585 level as well. Looks like SPY is dumping out again, which is probably going to dump out our Costco. Yeah, not a fan of what SPY is doing right now. This is like slightly dictating what's going on with our trade as well, so that is something to keep in mind. We're testing the 200-day moving average again. I'm not a fan of MACD opening up the way it is right now, though. We do need to see a bounce here, especially with this gap right here. Notice this $1.5 gap from, what is this? Pretty much 585 down to 583.1. Down about 200 bucks in this position. Not very happy about that, but we'll see where this thing goes. I want to make sure we stay around this 200-day moving average, because if we don't, I might just have to flip short for a different trade and might just have to hedge my bet. Stuff like Apple's holding on really well though, so that's why I'm kind of confused with what's going on here, because this is dumping out. This is dumping out. But overall, a lot of stuff is holding out pretty normally. Home Depot's flat. Low is probably flat as well. Yeah, down 50 cents. Let me pull up Target. Target's actually showing a bull flag. We might even take Target, actually, because that actually looks pretty good too. Contracts are fairly cheap as well, so I'd be able to take 2 or 1, depending on how much risk I want to take. But actually, we might end up taking Target as a swing trade, because we have a 280 or 236 break that can happen, and it's a bull flag setup right now. So I might just enter one contract and probably add another one tomorrow, considering the way that this thing looks. So I'd be looking at 232 and a halves for the 22nd of April. If not, I'd be looking at the 29th of April, 232 and a halves for 5.9. How do I set up stop losses? Are they by level or percent? I do level. Let's see. I'm going to hop into one Target contract as well, guys. The 232.5 call for the 29th of this month. They're about $6 each. I'm gonna hop into one, and I'm gonna hold this. This one's a swing trade for sure. I like this bull flag setup that we see right here. Okay, as for how much I'm taking my trades, I cannot take another trade because I'm in about half my portfolio. I don't want to enter anymore just for the sake of risk management. And also, I don't want to stretch myself too thin. I don't like what Costco is doing, just floating above the 200-day moving average like that, but we'll see where this thing goes. SPY seems to have found a little bit of support. So it might just be a game of waiting for both because, I mean, we're sitting on support there. And then, I mean, Target, I just like the setup on Target. This one's for sure a swing trade. So for anyone asking, I will be holding that likely until tomorrow, where I think this thing flags and breaks this 236. I plan on taking profit at maybe, I only have one contract is the thing. If it breaks above 236, I hold it. If it doesn't, I sell. That's exactly how we'll play that. But that way I have something to offset my Costco trade, because Costco is currently sluggish versus Target. I'll answer Target as well on the main account. We're about 6.1 per contract now. We'll enter that as well into the main. Cool. Excuse me about the clearing the nose thing too. Like literally, I did not expect to be stuffy. Target is still uptrending a little bit. I need to make sure that Target is breaking this flag in the next couple of days. I think that's the most important thing to me right now. And let me just let me set up an alert down here, 233. We'll keep a pretty tight stop on Target, mainly because it is a bull flag setup, and if it doesn't break the flag, I would be stopping that thing out pretty quickly. We have like an inverse head shoulder. Everything about Target looks pretty good, so I'm excited about that one. As for Costco, we are trending back higher. We need to break these two SMA lines, and we'll see the MACD cross, and we'll see what we're looking for, but it's going to take a little bit. I think I'm going to probably call the stream here, because this is getting pretty long in terms of the video, and I know that people like to watch and stuff at home when it comes to the live stream recap videos, but this is 37 minutes, and I do know that a lot of people will not watch an entire 36 or 37 minutes. But if you did, and you're listening at the 37.37 mark, leave a comment saying that you got to that level. That would be kind of cool. Just so I know that, you know, some of you guys are actually listening through this whole thing. Costco is trying to cross this MACD line over. I'm still waiting, but in the meantime, I'm just going to wait on Target as well, and we're just going to hold both of them. I'll be posting a recap once I close both of these positions. I'm also going to be posting up the spreadsheet for everyone to track the trades with me, and let's get this new challenge on the road. I appreciate everyone, as usual, for tuning in to the live streams. I was gone for about 2 weeks, but it's all love. I appreciate everyone who is still tuning in, who still cares about me, all the people who messaged me while I was gone. I appreciate you all checking in, because I know I have been a little MIA. I'm back, and we're back to swing this fucking bat. Let's go. I'll catch you guys. Everyone who subscribed on the channel, thank you so much. Everyone who's in the Discord, thank you so much as well. I'm probably going to do like a little beginning of challenge masterclass sale, but we'll see. If enough people want it, maybe. Also, Amazon, I've been seeing a lot of success with that. It's pretty cool. I'm excited about it. So message Dustin for that. Anyways, I'm going to close out this video here. I'll catch y'all. Peace.